Hello, I'm back with a brand spanking new album review listen along dealio. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute because these things take so long to edit and I just don't have the time for it. But this was a reward for my Twitch followers who participated in our St. Jude Play Live 2024 event. They donated and unlocked a brand new album review. So that is what we are doing here today. And what could it possibly be? Maybe if the title is of any help in, assisting you in guessing, we are going to be listening to the brand new Story So Far album that just came out. Not today, but yesterday it came out. So I'm still I'm hot on this. I'm good. We're still fresh. It's still hip. The brand new Story So Far album, I Want to Disappear. I have listened to a couple of the singles from this album, and they're all very good. All This Time is good. Letterman is good. Big Blind is good, is great even. Big Blind is an excellent single. And this is a cool, refreshing 10-track album. I don't want to throw shade any place, but a nice 10-track album is really refreshing. Because if every single one of these songs is good, then I'm satisfied. I don't need the bloat of a 40-song album with 3 reprises and then deluxe tracks on the vinyl. Like, I'm good. So what we're going to do, if you're unfamiliar with this format, is we're going to go down every single track from this new album. We're going to listen to it all the way through. For those of you on YouTube, it's going to be an edited version to avoid copyright stuff, but you can watch the full unedited version at twitch.tv/Gunchpot. As well, we're gonna take a look at who produced this album and give them a little shouts out. Let's do that. Let's get that out of the way before we actually sit down and listen to it. I want to implore everybody, if you enjoy the music that we're going to listen here today, don't let this be the end of your journey with this artist or these songs. Go listen to them yourself, go watch music videos, go buy merch. And we're going to take an opportunity right now to go through the song credits. Producers, Ben Hirschfield and John Markson. Writers, the band, the Story So Far. Kevin Geyer on guitar, Parker Cannon on vocals, Ryan Torf and Will Levy. We got some audio engineers. Ben Hirschfield is getting on the engineering side. Eric Chesick, Ryan Torf, and Scott Goodrich. This sick artwork. I really like this album cover by Nick Dolan, assistant engineer Jeff Citron. We got Kevin Geyer, Parker Cannon, Ryan Torf, Will Levy as composers. Of course, this is a Pure Noise Records production. That is their label. And then Brian Gardner, Ted Jensen, John Markson, Rich Costi. Engineers, PA, Rob Chiripa. And again, Ben Hirschfield and John Markson doing more engineering and producing work. So a lot of people on this album, a lot of Pure Noise folks. That about does it. So like I said, there's a couple of these songs that we listened to already. Some of these songs might not have lyrics. I'm looking at Genius. It looks like they all do, but we'll see if those are proper. This is fun fact. This is the Story So Far's 5th album. It has been 6 years since Proper Dose came out, which is their previous. So that's sweet. Let's listen to the songs. Right in. I have just missed Parker Cannon's voice. I love this guy's voice so much, and we've done another Story So Far album review, so you guys know my thoughts on that already. But man, I think lyrically, this is a super strong, at least all the singles they release are super strong. I don't think his voice has degraded at all. I love this lyric. I love the production on this. It's very good. This is such a strong start to the album. Like, it just comes out swinging. It's not too hard. It's just yeah, let's rock out. Let's chill rock out. I would love to see this live. I think this would go so crazy. And then let's vibe out for a second on the outro here. Just let all these instruments play out, because it's the start of a new album. You gotta kind of ease into the rest of it. Okay, so that song was so sick. I mean, it feels like a classic Story So Far song. Like it literally feels like something from What You Don't See. Like as much as their style and their sound has matured and they've gotten better, but like they still have locked in and honed in on this sound, even though it's been a little while since we've gotten this exact sound. But this is like kind of returning to those roots, but with all of the knowledge that they've gathered over the last 12 years, which is so dope. And I'm so excited to see where we get to outside of these 3 singles that I've already heard. Let's bust into the lyrics and see what Parker has to say. Starting out, all this time, you've just been counting down, making plans for when you're not around, and taking shells out of this loaded gun, screaming out until my voice is numb. Let's see what the genius lyrics have to say here. The line, all this time you've just been counting down, could suggest a feeling of anticipation or expectation leading up to a significant event or moment. Yeah, I mean, if you want to just keep it like as vague as possible in the interpretation of these lyrics, that's fine. So just say you want out, then we can stop all this pain now. How many seasons you're not around, I spread your ashes onto the ground. I mean, real. So just say you want out and we can stop all this pain. Like, that's it. That's pretty straightforward. It's like, just tell me. Let's just talk to each other instead of like playing this dance where I'm hurting you, you're hurting me. Neither of us are happy. Let's just call it. Let's just say we're good. Let's just say it's over. Verse 2, all this time, you've just been counting down, making plans for when your light goes out. You've been planning for your death. When you said it's like knives inside your mouth and you can't enjoy anything like this now. Life running out inside your house and your mood lacks all direction. Just sounds like whoever he is talking about is depressed. I mean, they're preparing for the end. Life running out inside your house is just like that could be a double. That could be literally like them in their home alone, but it could be their temple, as it were. Their body is their house, and they're kind of running on empty there. I don't like doing, just so everybody knows, I don't like fully taking the genius annotations at face value. I kind of like to delve into it a little bit myself. So if I'm wrong about anything, then I just have to live with being wrong about it. But if I'm right about it, then look at me go, amateur music critic. And then we have this bridge, nothing standing in my way. I think of you every day. And if there is a better way, I trust that you'll show it to me. Straightforward. I think of you every day. And if there's a better way, I trust that you'll show me. I think that he's just like, whether this is longing for a person who is past, if it is just somebody who is no longer with him in a physical sense and not necessarily like dead. It's just somebody that he feels passionate about, but it's not the right time for them to be in each other's lives. That is all this time. We are going to move right in to the next track. Boof, boof. Okay. Ooh. This is an interesting one. The tempo is so upbeat. It definitely is consistent with the rest of their sound. It almost is like a continuation of the previous song. I really like this pre-chorus. Like a motivation in a basic conversation. And then this chorus is like pretty sad. And then we like slow it down when he's just kind of like pouring his heart out here. But I really like the guitar on this. The production is just like, it's so honed in. It's so crispy. I don't know how to describe it. That's the best I can do, is call it a crispy. And we get another fade out there. So that was Watch You Go. I'm gonna reiterate this. I'm really liking where this album is going. If the tracks are just like boom, concise, like I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking just these snappy, punchy, get in, get to the song, and then move on to the next one. So let's bust into the lyrics on Watch You Go. Time stamps inside the clock of my mind, and if I turn back now, then I lose everything I find. There's no better feeling than knowing you were right. I bought all these things, but I still can't buy back that night. So there was a night that he has regrets for. The timestamps inside the clock of my mind is he's thinking about it. He's got anxiety about it. He's thinking about these this night. This fumble, maybe, who could say? If I turn back now, then I lose everything I find. So he's saying, I can't keep going back to that. There's no better feeling than knowing you were right. It seems like maybe there was a fight that happened. It seems like he is not the one who's feeling good about being right. It seems like maybe he was in the wrong and is saying, I bet it feels good to feel right, huh? Don't it? And this pre-chorus, I really like the sound of this. I will never not love Parker Cannon's voice. So like, even though these lyrics are pretty simple, all things considered, he just makes them sound real good. And it's not bad. It sounds good. So like, doesn't matter if it's not like bars on bars on bars. Like it gets the point across that it's trying to make, and it sounds good. I get it if you hate me. I'm barely here lately, distant and lazy, lacking motivation. That is a nice, just little like self-contained rhyme scheme. I get it if you hate me. I'm barely here lately, distant and lazy, lacking motivation. Like that's kind of like some Eminem stuff. I'm not gonna lie. And like it's just he's saying, yeah, I get it if you hate me. And it sounds like he's kind of detaching. He's either disassociating or just keeping his distance from this person, and he's not feeling motivated, which like mood, huge mood. This is the first album review I've done in like a year. So like, yeah, mood. I get lacking motivation. And then we got the chorus again, and then we get into verse 2. I'm still concealing the way that I'm feeling, and my way of healing may never be enough. Panic at a false alarm, can't accept the way things are. I'm still concealing the way that I'm feeling, and my way of healing seems like, yeah, he's hurt. He's maybe going about the process of moving on either poorly or not at all. Because it seems like he's caught back in that moment. He's got a lot of anxiety. He's got a lot of regret. He's got a lot of lingering feelings. So his way of healing may never be enough because it seems like he's not healing. Panic at a false alarm, can't accept the way things are. Anything could go wrong. When you have anxiety, anything could be bad at any moment. And even if there's nothing wrong, even if like literally there's nothing wrong, that doesn't necessarily stop your mind from wandering and creating scenarios. And then we have an extended pre-chorus, same lyrics on the top, and then on the bottom, will you chase me if I run and you want more, but I have none? I am so impatient. Let's see what the Genius annotation has to say about this. Will you chase me if I run reflects a fear of abandonment and a test of the other person's commitment. Parker's impatience and inability to meet the other person's needs add to the emotional distance. All right, that was Watch You Go. Let's move on to track Letterman, which I'm a big fan of. Let's get it. This one is like, this song almost gives me Turnover vibes. Like it's a little smoother. It's kind of reminiscent of Proper Dose. This is just so good. This one is like, it's just like triumphant almost. Even though it's lyrically very sad still. I'm trying to lock in on the background instruments here. I just like, the boys yearn for the old days of pop punk, and this is like really scratching that itch. And we're getting a lot of the ring outs on this one. There's not a lot of direct transition into the next song. We're getting these slow fades and then the immediate build up starting on the next track, which is interesting. So that was Letterman. There is a little about section of this one. In the song Letterman, the story so far explores the theme of acceptance and closure following a significant loss or breakup. The lyrics depict a sense of resignation and acknowledgement of the reality that someone important is no longer present in the singer's life. So that's neato. Let's consider that as we break down these lyrics. So verse 1, look behind me, then you'll understand I'm not hiding any other man. To be honest, I don't understand how you spin me like a ceiling fan. I really like that opening lyric, look behind me and you'll understand I'm not hiding any other man. He's saying, look, what you see is what you get. Like, it's literally just like a clever way of saying what you see is what you get. And I just really like that. I think it's clever. To be honest, I don't understand how you spin me like a ceiling fan. I don't know exactly how to read that lyric. To me it seems like how you spin me, like how you spin a tale, like how you tell a tale is like how you spin a tale, like how you tell a tale. You get this, like how you spin a tale, like how you tell a tale. This fantasy of me, because like this is what it is. And then the chorus, there's no point in making nice. I know the price because I know all about the down and out. I get it, because even if I close my eyes and fantasize, it's never gonna help me admit that you're gone and to just accept it. So there's no point in making nice. I know the price. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. He knows that it doesn't matter if I try to be friends or whatever, because you're gone and I just have to move on. Wear your pride, just like a Letterman jacket, like a sports coat. Wrap me tight, I'm your rubber band, man. I won't try you, even though I can. Slide on by without a second glance. Wear your pride just like a Letterman is interesting, because it's like, yes, of course you're displaying this thing. So like, yes, like wear your pride on your sleeve. It also sort of invokes like a Scarlet Letter type thing. I don't know if I'm just reading into that, but like I don't know, that I've kind of like, the Letterman jacket has kind of always given me that sort of vibe. So I don't know, that could just be a me thing though. Wrap me tight, I'm your rubber band man. I think it's funny because that could also be a double where he's saying wrap me tight because rubber, it's like wrapping very tight. So it's like, I'll cling to you, but also being a rubber band, if you try to pull apart, I'll snap back. So like, I'll keep coming back to you, maybe. So don't think that I'm excited at all. And you know that I've been dying to call, but I can't get involved. I don't want to be here at all. Do you notice at all? Rhyming all with all 3 times here is a choice. So don't think that I'm excited at all. He's like, no, I'm not happy. I'm not happy that we're breaking up or that we've broken up. And you know that I've been dying to call, but I can't get involved. So yeah, like, don't call her back. I can't call you back. We can't keep doing this. I don't want to be here at all. Do you notice at all? It sort of invokes that, like, I wonder if they are feeling the same way I do, or if they are noticing my sadness. And that's the lyrics. That's the lyrics of this song. That is a good song. It just sounds good. Like, yeah. Going into the next song, track 4, we have Jump the Gun. Ooh. 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 Okay, all right, okay. Ooh. Whoa. I'm really vibing with this right now. Ooh. Ooh. Got some like syncopation going on here. We got left and right channel. Woo. Headphones on, folks. That is such a dope chorus. Woo. Ooh. That was sick. Ooh, we're just bringing back everything. I love the stacked vocals. Dang. We got a little acoustic on the outro here. That was very good. I think that is probably my favorite of the songs we've listened to so far. I really enjoyed that. Jump the Gun. That was just like vibes. Like that was just like good vibes all the way through. I really, really like the production. I mean, that's that if nothing else, the production on this album might be best on a Story So Far album so far. Let's ski-diddly these lyries. Verse 1. I know I'm distant, but that don't mean I'm not around. I know I'm hating, but I don't like anyone else. Make me an offer, trade you for all that I found. I can't come offer, just keep breaking it down. Speaking of breaking it down, let's see if we can't get into these a little bit, because there is no Genius annotations on this one, so we are in the dark, and I am just guessing. I know I'm distant, but that doesn't mean I'm not around. Straightforward. I know I'm hating, but I don't like anyone else. I know I'm hating, but I don't like anyone else. I mean, mood, I guess. Make me an offer, trade you for all that I found. I can't come offer, I just keep breaking it down. I mean, so that last line is the one that kind of puts it together, is that he's in like the bargaining phase of grief, where he's like, make me an offer, trade you for all that I found. He's just like, give me a reason to come back, and I might. Who could say? I don't want to say I want you, just could as easily forget you. Make the point to come back home to that peace of mind that I neglect. Yeah, I mean, that he's just saying what he's thinking. I don't want to say I want you. I don't want to say it, but I do. I could just as easily forget, make the point to come back home, the peace of mind that I neglect. To me, that seems pretty straightforward. Feeling like I could just come home and I could get better. I haven't yet, so I don't know if I will. Verse 2. I know I'm jaded, but I cannot stand how you sound. There's no more room, man. Your time is over and out. You don't know patience. You jump the gun at the sound, and I lay in wait, man. I think that's my time is now. I know I'm jaded, but I cannot stand how you sound. So that is kind of like, that is kind of similar to I know I'm hating, but I don't like anyone. It's like, I know I'm jaded, but I like, he's saying like, I know that this negative thing, because this negative thing. So like, all in all, it seems like he's just in a tough place. There's no more room, man. Your time is over and out. He's like, I don't have. So he also follows up and says, I don't have the patience, or you don't know patience. But it sounds like he's like,
look, I gotta go. There's no room for you. I have to move on. We have to be apart.
You jump the gun at the sound, and I lay in wait, and I think that my time is now. And I think it's time to get better. We get the chorus again, and then we get this outro, which is this looping couple lyrics here. So if you're done, then get out. Leave me on my own, I'll figure it out. So if you're done, then get out. Leave me on my own, I'll figure it out. And then it just repeats that a couple times. So if you're done, then get out. Leave me on my own, I'll figure it out. I mean, it's just, he's telling him. He's telling him straight up, okay, leave. I'll figure it out. I'll do this on my own, whatever. He's sounding pretty done. And that's Jump the Gun. I'm a huge fan of that song. I thought it was very good. Speaking of very good, we are going to move on to track 5, halfway through the album, to what is definitely my favorite single, and a song that gets stuck in my head on the regular. Let's hop right into Big Blind. Right into it. I'm working this out. This is just like so Story So Far. It's just good. It just hits everything that I would want a Story So Far song to hit. This song does. Hey, what is there to say? This is just a good song that I like listening to. This would be so far, I think this would be like maybe a top 10 concert going experience. Like, this album so far is just so good musically. I think that the live experience here would be immaculate. Every song so far has had the slow fade out. I wonder if there's a trend there. Verse 1. I'm used to being here by myself. I'm working this out. I used to see her. Now she's out there shaking us out. Yeah, so he's alone now. He's just like on his own. He's figuring it out. And now he's watching this ex-partner from the sidelines and seeing what she's up to. And if you want to play cards, you better be careful. Small blind, big blind. I will stack the deck because I know the dealer. Are we on the same side? You put up the hearts and I'll put up both my aces. Not very far apart, still on different pages. Let's break into the genius annotation on this one, because there's a lot to break down here. The chorus introduces the metaphor of playing cards, where small blind and big blind refer to the compulsory bets in poker, symbolizing the risks and stakes involved in the relationship. Parker mentions stacking the deck, a term for card manipulation, and knowing the dealer, which suggests an attempt to control or manipulate the situation. This reflects the desire to gain an advantage in their relationship, possibly due to a lack of trust or compatibility. The repeated question, are we on the same side, emphasizes the uncertainty and doubt about the alignment of Parker's intentions and his partner's goals. The line, you put up the hearts and I'll put up both my aces, suggests that each person is contributing something valuable, yet they remain distant, and the struggle to find common ground. Verse 2, spill out everywhere, I can't keep from falling apart, and though I wanted you, my intent was flawed from the start. So he's acknowledging that what he wanted was not what she wanted or needed, or what he needed. He was going into the relationship for potentially, as he says, flawed reasons. Not good-willed, maybe? Who could say what the actual intent was? Could have been nefarious, or it could have just been for selfish reasons. It could have been whatever the reason might have been. He is admitting it was not a good idea to begin with. And we get the chorus again and the outro. These are so simple. I'm loving how simple the songs are. Like, not in a bad way at all, of course. It's just like, I'm loving getting through these. We can just get through the lyrics quick and move on to the next song so I can listen to more good music. Spill out everywhere, I can't keep from falling apart, and though I wanted you, my intent was flawed from the start. He's just reiterating. So that's Big Blind. And then of course it has its own little custom art too, because it was a single. Super dope song. I mean, definitely my favorite single. Still, it's hard to say if Jump the Gun has taken over Big Blind, but like they're kind of on the same level for me right now. Now we're breaking into the back half of the album. We have to listen to the next song. Track 6, Nothing to Say. Ooh. Oh, this is like... We still have like this similar kind of drum pattern, but like I don't know what is going on with the guitars. Ooh. The lead into the chorus there was cool. I really like this chorus, and I really like the way the verse like leads into the chorus just naturally. He just continues what he was saying through the chorus. We're just like really sticking to this drum pattern this entire song, like this like hot tempo. Okay, we have a moment to breathe. Ooh. Okay, I'm really feeling this, like, this change of pace. I really like this outro. I think this is a really cool way to end this song because it just, like, it adds, like, a really nice disconnect from what was a pretty, like, intense track up until this point. Okay, we got some more intense ring outs here. So that's interesting. It's like they're evolving. Because now it's... We'll see. We'll see what the next song brings. But that could be an indication of things ramping back up. So we'll see. Because we've been slowly dying down up until this point. And now maybe... We'll see. That's just a theory. I like that song. I think so far... I think up until... the bridge / outro, this was probably my least favorite song so far, but that outro really brought me back. Not that there's anything wrong with this song. I just thought that the first half was, or the first 3/4 was kind of stagnant, but that also kind of fits thematically. So like, let's break into the lyrics and see if it doesn't reel me in even further. Verse 1. I don't feel the same now. It's like I'm splitting in two. One road leads out there. The other leads right back to you. I won't feel anything as I pace inside of this tomb. Won't you say something to get me out of... And then we go into the chorus. I don't feel the same now. It's like I'm splitting in two. One road leads out there. The other leads right back to you. Yeah, he's just still stuck in this way. He said, I got these two paths that I can take. and these two different sides of me want to take each one. I don't know. He's like an internal struggle. I won't feel anything as I pace inside this tomb. He's feeling dead. He's feeling drained and wants to maybe he wants to feel something, but he doesn't know how. Chorus. We go from "Won't you say something to get me out of?" That day in your room when you gave me a taste and said no. Think I'll try a new way. All I know is my lust, it just drove you away. And I still want to talk, but there's nothing to say. Okay, so that's interesting. He's recalling the day in the room when you gave me a taste and said no. So, who could say something was developing and then the partner started to pull back and said no. And then think I'll try a new way is interesting. Because now he's saying, okay, so if we don't want to do it like this, then let's try something else. But all I know is my lust, it just drove you away. So he was looking for more of a physical, intimate relationship. The partner, potentially, sounds like, didn't want. And I still want to talk, but there's nothing to say. So it's like it seems like maybe the grievances have been aired, and that's where they've let things rest. Going to verse 2, I just want to feel better. Easier said than done. None of this matters. Without him, it's not any fun. My whole life shattered when I got that call. I was numb. If I could run to you, I'd tell you I'm over. Interesting. All right, what story are we telling here? So I just want to feel better. Easier said than done. None of this matters. Without him, it's not any fun. My whole life shattered when I got that call. I was numb. So I potentially lost somebody. Potentially lost a friend. If without him, it's not any fun. This is he lost maybe a best friend, and just like things aren't. It's hard to be happy now. If I could run to you, I'd tell you I'm over. So now he's just calling back to like maybe he blew up because of that day in your room, and that is the rift on top of other things. And now he's saying I just need somebody, so I will pretend that I'm over it if that means that I can talk to you again. And then we have the outro, soaking in the mirror, staring back into the wall. And then when I move the wrong way, will you guide me if I fall? How can I believe you're there if I don't feel you at all? I don't feel you at all. I don't feel you at all. So it seems like this song is maybe more about loss than it is about the loss of this friend, rather than the loss of this relationship. So he's saying soaking in the mirror, staring back into the wall is he's looking into a mirror. He's looking at himself, but he's not seeing anything there. He's saying staring back into the wall like he has faded away. He's looking through himself. And when I move the wrong way, will you guide me if I fall? He's pleading with the person that he still potentially has, that like, I just need somebody to talk to. So if I am doing the wrong thing, will you help me? Will you tell me? Like, I just need something or someone. And then how can I believe you are there if I don't feel you at all? He's just, it's hard to say if he's talking to the person he lost or the person who left, How can I believe you're there if I don't feel you at all? Just feels like, or he could be even talking about himself there. Like that, I feel like this line is pretty open to interpretation. And that will conclude Nothing to Say. We still have 4 tracks left to go, starting with the next track, 7, Keep You Around. Okay, we're starting a little bit more chill here. This is a bit of a departure from what we've gotten so far. And I like it. I love something a little bit more low-key, and then the chorus will probably pick it back up. Yeah, we fill everything out with the chorus. Yeah, I really like the how simple these verses are, but then when the chorus hits, it just fills out. It's like blooming in the soundscape. Oh, and now he's like muted. He's got like the telephone effect on the vocals. This is another good chorus. They got the choruses down. They're these snappy 4 lines, usually like telling the story. Okay, we're gonna slow it back down for a bridge. I like how different this one is. They're playing with the production a little bit more, and I think that it's solid. This was also the longest track on the album at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It kind of deserved, not gonna lie. I think that this song was like so different that it is refreshing to have it be a little longer. Okay, so my theory about the outros getting a little bit more loud appears to have been wrong. False. And so now we can move on from that idea. I thought that song was really good. I mean, another just banger. Like honestly, it hits all the notes, but it's like I've said a couple times now, it's just different. I mean, that the verses are muted and simple and quiet, just like they're quiet, but then the chorus gets loud again and it's passionate again. It's like a roller coaster. So let's break into the lyrics. Awesome segue. Verse 1. I let the outside noises always pull me under. And if I take some time to cry and just recover, then maybe I can be there for my mother. What does Genius have to say about this one? Parker's father passed away due to throat cancer. He needs time to recover and to be there for his mother. Wow. Okay. All right. So that is making sense. I'll get up and help with the yard. He's going to try to be there for his mom in this trying time. And all those times are crystal clear. Feel safe to disappear. And then chorus, how will I get through this? Shield myself in the color of your likeness. How am I still new to this? Cover myself in the shade where I spread your ashes. It's making more sense now with the context. I mean, it almost feels like he's talking to his dad. He's like, how am I going to get through this? Shield myself in the color of your likeness. And he's trying to heal by projecting this image of his father and trying to be like him. Or even just like, you are the sum of your parents. So like, oh, you got his eyes, you got his nose, you got his face. Like he literally has his likeness. How am I still new to this? Cover myself in the shade where I spread your ashes. That is like such an evocative lyric. Like that is kind of a crazy lyric. Like from a bar o'clock perspective, it is also very sad. It definitely breathes a new life and tone into this song, having that context. Verse 2, I mean it when I say always. I let the outside noises lead me the wrong way. There's no success without the test of leaving you behind. I will meet you there when I'm done with here. You're always by my side. I mean, that's enough to make you weep. It's just a poem. He's just got a little poem that he's sharing with us. We've gone through the first two lyrics basically already. There's no success without the test of leaving you behind. It's how do you move on from that? Like it's how do you move on from losing a parent that it seems like he held dearly, that he was potentially close to. I don't know their relationship, but like there's no success without the test of leaving you behind. That's like so tough. To me, that sounds like he's trying to move on, but he's failing. He's failing to move on from this, which, like, how could you not? And of course, I will meet you there when I'm done with here. Naturally, you're always by my side. Even in death, he's still with him. And then we have bridge. I mean it when I say always. See it clear through the salt in your eyes. There's no other choice that I see. I just gotta move on now. I hear you calling somehow. Know that I'll keep you around, but I don't even know how. You know you gotta move on now. So I mean it when I say always. See it clear through the salt in your eyes. This almost seems like a back and forth. Of course, I mean it when I say always. See it clear through the salt in your eyes. He's crying. It's tears. He's salt in your eyes. He's crying. There's no other choice that I see. I just got to move on now. He's kind of talking to himself. He's saying, I have to move on. I got to move on. He literally repeats himself. I got to move on. I got to move on. I hear you calling somehow. This could be trigger warning. Like, I hear you calling me somehow could be for self-harm. Know that I'll keep you around. I just got to move on now is the only time that the echo is saying something different. So he's saying, I'll always think about you, but I like, you'll always be in my heart, but I have to move on, but I don't know how but like, that's just like, that's loss. That is what grief is. It seems like he's he's struggling a lot with this grief, but he does know that there is another side and he has to get there. And that is Keep You Around. That is a we kind of got back-to-back bummers, not gonna lie, but I like this song a lot more than the previous song. I think this is an all-timer, honestly. Like from a storytelling perspective and being able to break down these lyrics and fully get what he's conveying is with that little added context. But it's a great song. But we have to move on now. Hopefully we're gonna pick it back up a little bit with track 8, You're Still in My Way. Okay, sure. Ooh, this is okay. Immediately, this is almost feeling like a last track of the album, but we still have 2 songs to go. I'm really liking this. This is like this feels like some like 2000s pop punk. Ooh. And this is just like another solid, 2 verse, 2 chorus, bridge / outro format, but they do it in a way that makes them still sound independent of one another. Of course, they're consistent. They have a consistent sound, but they are very good at keeping this structure while still making these clearly different songs. And we have a 20-second outro. We just got to get these outros. This is still going. That was a good one. It's just like they keep hitting me with these like solid, good, consistent songs. Like which is it's all you can ask for. Lyric time. And it's racing around inside my head, all of the things I could have said, holding your hand right beside that bed. How can this be so hard to accept? So we're looping back into regrets, anxieties, chorus. For how long is this never ending? Ooh, for how long is this never ending? That's bars. Are you gone, or can I still feel something? If it's wrong, it will amount to nothing, yet somehow you're still in my way. Whoa, what is the emotion that is trying to be invoked here? For how long is this never ending? Are you gone, or can I still feel something? It seems like he's having a hard time with his emotions. If it's wrong, it will amount to nothing, yet somehow you're still in my way. I honestly don't really know how to break into that. I wish there was a Genius annotation for this one, because I really don't know what to think about it. Seems like he's just having a bummer time. Verse 2. And I feel like I'm still so close to the edge. I just want to trade you places and take me instead. And I know you heard everything that I said. I just hope I can face it like you in the end. I feel like I'm still so close to the edge. I just want to trade you places and take me instead. It's kind of an interesting lyric. I think that, yeah, I'm still so close to the edge. Feels like he's on the edge. Like that's a saying. I'm on the edge. I just want to trade you places and take me instead. Is he saying, I want to be where you are in your position and then accept me? Huh? Maybe? I don't know. I know you heard everything that I said. I just hope I can face it like you in the end. So it seems like he's continuing that trading places. He's like, I know that you know everything that I've said to you and you handled it well. I wonder if I could handle it if it was said to me as well. And then we get the outro. It's racing around inside my head, all the things I could have said. All right. Easy enough. We got there. And we have 2 songs left. We're going to track 9, White Shores. Let me just... Music mind. This is going to be acoustic. Okay. Called it. Super called it. I had a feeling that this was going to be an acoustic track, and I'm so happy that it is. This is what I needed at this point in the album. Oh, I love this. Oh yeah, the power of that hit, and they're kind of letting the guitar talk to him a little bit. This is the one for sure. Dang. That was a beautiful song. That was a great song. And it seems like we're kind of piggybacking on the concept of the previous track, where he's still sort of dealing with the loss of his dad. I immediately got that from the song, and it feels like these two songs together definitely like create one story. I really like this song. And I want to break into the lyrics, and there's a lot of genius annotations on this one. So we're gonna break into those and confirm some of the things that I say. So verse 1, and when I'd leave, I'd call you, and you'd tell me about all the things that I don't understand. And now the absent silence is deafening. You're not there to pull me back down from the ledge. So he's this first part of the verse, he's just kind of talking about when I was not at home, when I'd leave, I would call you, and you would tell me about all the things that I don't understand. He's just talking about talking to his dad. Like, to me, that's what it seems like to me. He's just reminiscing about conversations. And now the absent silence is deafening because he's not there anymore. You're not there to pull me back down from the ledge. He's not the support blanket. And then the chorus, how can I afford the cost? I need every single part of you. How can I navigate the loss? Now I have this life because of you. Let's check the genius annotation on that, which is actually up here. Highlighting the overwhelming sense of loss and the high emotional costs associated with it, Parker expresses a deep dependency on the person he's lost, most likely his father, indicating that his life was significantly shaped by him. The question posed reflect a struggle to cope and find a way forward without him. And then we have a post-chorus here, which is, I really like this part of the song too. Separate from what I am. No one else could ever understand. I had the weapon in my hand, could not escape it if I ran. What does this have to say? Weapon metaphorically represents something destructive or burdensome that Parker carries. The inability to escape it signifies a sense of being trapped by their grief or guilt. And we get this, take me with you now, beyond the veil on white shores, and now it's difficult to move. I can't help but think of where you are. This is a Lord of the Rings reference. He had posted on his Instagram that his father took him to see Lord of the Rings as a kid, and he just loved it so much. It was very important to him, and it was a very deep memory. And Beyond the Veils on White Shores is an homage to that and his relationship to his father. Now it's difficult to move. I can't help but think of where you are. Yeah, he's thinking about, he's still just grieving. He's just thinking about what the next life looks like, if there is one. What is that going to be for me when I get there? And then verse 2 and the refrain are all the same again. Beautiful song, really. Like, I think at this point in the album, we've sort of settled into this tone, and the acoustic, but like still kind of ending on this powerful note, is leading us into the final track, which we are going to go listen to now. I Want to Disappear, the title track of the album. Oh, we're doubling up on the acoustic. Okay.
I've lost so much ground. Start from the bottom of the hill.
This is super different.
You'll feel them loud and clear.
This is a super interesting. He's just kind of talking. He's like, at verse 1, he says, I just want to spill. And now he's like, that's kind of just exactly what he's doing. He's just sort of leading it all out there. I really like how low-key this is. I really like this. So I like the ending of this album is a reverse love song. All right. And that is I Want to Disappear, both in track and in album. Before I give my thoughts on the album as a whole, I do want to discuss I Want to Disappear, the song, briefly, but I don't think I'm going to do a lyric breakdown of this one. I think like he says in the first verse, sometimes I just want to spill. I think this song is him just saying exactly what he's thinking, and there are things that you could probably read into, but I think I kind of want to leave it at the face value of just I want to disappear. I did like this song a lot. I think that it felt like a strange way to end the album. It seems like from the start of the album, we've kind of been trending downwards as far as the tone and the scope. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I think that is an interesting direction for it to take, literally almost as if metaphorically they're disappearing. as we start with heavier, more classic sounding songs, and then as we get into the back half, getting more creative, they're toning things down, and they're pulling back to the point where the last two songs are basically just acoustic tracks. So you're stripping away the instruments, things are leaving, things are disappearing. I think that is an interesting structure to the album. From a storytelling perspective and from an album perspective, that is very cool. I think that I won't probably be returning to like a full album listen anytime soon. So that structure doesn't necessarily have like a ton of impact on how I am going to be listening to this album going forward. I do think that Keep You Around and White Shores I will probably always listen to back to back. It seems like these two songs that are both like about his dad are like sister tracks and play well together. So I really like I like the cohesiveness of this album. I think that it like all in all it sounds great. Like I said, I think the production wise it sounds as good if not better than everything else they've done. It seems like they returned to the roots while still managing to press on and try new things. So yeah, I think that this album is great. It's hard to say. I'll have to listen to it a few more times. I'll have to listen to like the songs that I like a few more times. I mean, Big Blind is already like one of my top tracks this year, I think. I'll have to listen to some of these other songs just to get more of a vibe for them, learn the lyrics, and just put them on repeat. Might have to pick up the vinyl and see what it listens like in a like casual space, because that also could impact my feelings on it. Yeah, I think all in all, this was a really, really dope album. I wish that I had more to say, but I think that really it's just like even consistent with What You Don't See, it has like similar themes. You can still see his growth as a person and as a musician through his lyrics and the way that these songs are written. And it feels good to have some stories so far back in the pop punk scene. I think if I had to rate this album, it would probably be like an 8 out of 10 on like a first listen. That might fluctuate on repeat listens, but yeah, I think it's really great, and I recommend to everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, go and listen to the whole album yourself and let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. If you have any albums you think I should listen to, hopefully it won't take me so long to do the next one. Leave your recommendations in the comments below. And of course, consider subscribing. Consider coming over to Twitch and checking us out live. We play video games and other things like that. I think that's going to do it for me on the on the story so far. I Want to Disappear album review. Thanks for watching, and goodbye forever.